Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Thursday night, the Truck Series here at Area 51, broadcasted on Green White Checker TV. We are very excited to bring you the final race of this season here in the Thursday Truck Super Speedway Series. Should be an exciting race so far. We've had quite a show of really one driver so far in the playoffs. Gabe Butler has a 44-point advantage coming into the final race of the season, with Todd Siebels in second place, J.D. Crow, Eric Laurie, and Dean Wilkinson all within the top five in the playoff points championship battle. We do also have B.K. Anderson, Gary Slapinski, and Vicente Guerrero, the top eight in the playoffs, who have been trying to vie for that playoff, that championship, I should say, for the season. So it'll be exciting tonight to see how it all boils down and if Gabe Butler can take it home. Obviously, still a long way to go here, 75 laps at Daytona to finish that season out, but definitely looking good for him so far. Tonight I have with me Chris Matthews. We're excited to have you up in the booth tonight. Obviously Maxwell Caldwell not able to be with us, but really excited to have you side by side with me and calling the race tonight, Chris.
Hey, I'm excited to be here. It's going to be a really good race. And already looking at the points, it looks like Gabe can just. I know he wants to win. Everyone wants to win. Very competitive attitudes here in this league, so he can kind of just chill out tonight. But hopefully that competitive edge stays just as sharp.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely still have to be on top of it. There's obviously a lot of bonus points up for grabs at certain points in the race. Currently, Charles Johnson grabbing the bonus point for fastest qualifier of the five that have turned a lap so far. Drivers doing lone qualifying right now. As you see the scenic view over Daytona International Speedway here. Looking forward, we'll be getting started with gridding in about 2 to 3 minutes here as everyone starts to turn in their lap. And yeah, should be pretty exciting. We'll see pit windows probably pretty similar to what we've seen just about all season long. Somewhere around 19 to 20 laps here at Daytona. Obviously, we kind of alternate between here and Talladega, but we are back at Daytona this weekend for the finale. Should be a great opportunity tonight, and should be interesting to see how the cautions fall because so many races have had so much different strategy depending on when those yellows fall, and we'll probably see, or hopefully as far as broadcasters go, hope to see some of that split strategy and some of that excitement tonight for sure. So yeah, definitely looking forward to getting into it. Got about a minute here left in qualifying. Looks like the top 15 have taken a time so far. Sebastian Marin now at the top of the scoring pylon with a 51.97. Gabe Butler now on the outside row with a 51.99. There still are a few other drivers that have the opportunity to qualify, so we'll see how that goes and who will end up at the top and grab that bonus point for the fastest qualifier. So anything that you're looking forward to tonight, Chris? Obviously, we kind of alternate between here and Talladega, this being the shorter and the narrower track of the two. Anything specific that you might see would be interesting racing here versus at the bigger and wider Talladega?
I think historically, just because this track is a little bit more narrow and more tighter, that qualifying or just in general one to keep your track position, these guys want to be in front the whole time. You might have some guys that want to sit in the back and kind of play the field and play the long game here. But honestly, is for these trucks, even though they're probably the easiest ones to get passes and runs and stuff up like that, you obviously just want to be in the front. You can just dominate the race. You can kind of control the runs that come behind you. And then these guys have been doing this all season, so they got the pitting down to a strategy. But any caution can obviously flip the race on its head. So you can sit in the back and try to play the long game, or you can kind of just dictate how the race is. It's honestly different for everybody, and that's why Daytona and Talladega is such a crapshoot, and everyone loves racing it.
Yeah, definitely going to be very exciting for sure. Daytona definitely, an exciting racetrack, obviously purpose-built really for stock cars, but also for a lot of a lot of racing in like the 24-hour and everything. But it's always so cool to see stock cars going as fast as they do here around this 2.5 mile speedway. So we are getting to the grid right now, so we will actually pull that up and go through our starting lineup for the evening. So you see some trucks starting to take their spot on pit road as they get ready to grid for the race. Sebastian Marin, like we mentioned earlier, did take that top spot. No one was able to dethrone him in the rest of qualifying. His teammate Gabe Butler to the outside. Cody Nagels in third with Gary Slapinski in the outside of row number 2. Derek Walker rounding out our top 5. Bud Steele in the 6th car, starting in 6th. We also have the Robert DuPont in the 07, starting in the 7th spot with Charles Johnson to his outside. And we have Eric Laurie and Keith Horner rounding out our top 10 for the evening. Row 6 will have Randy Miner and Robert Jordan. And we'll move into the next page of the grid here. Jason Adams, lucky number 13, starting spot tonight with David Overstreet in the 69 to his outside. Derek Gilray and J.D. Crow on row number 8. Robert Rock and Bob Fitzgerald just behind them with Dan Harrington and Todd Siebels rounding out our top 20 for the evening. We do also have Tom Dixon and Dean Wilkinson on row number 11 and Josh Say riding shotgun on the starting grid for the evening. So definitely a lighter field for the evening. I know we had, looks like BK Anderson already chimed in the YouTube chat. Unfortunately, he's not going to make it tonight. And he was currently 6th in the playoff standings, so he will unfortunately probably be demoted by, I think, at least Gary Slapinski, who is here and running tonight. But definitely unfortunate for him, and hope he starts feeling better soon and can get back to the third or the 2022 I guess C season later this year. So we are starting to roll off the grid, so we will pick up our leaders here as they start to make their way on to the track. Definitely going to be an interesting battle so far. Really, everyone's chasing that number 1 truck of Gabe Butler. He's definitely going to be a very, very tough one to beat here tonight, and we'll hope to see him probably dominate the field as he has just about all season long. So pace car is off. Any final thoughts before we roll and take that green flag?
I like to see what Gabe does. I want to see if he stays aggressive, even though he's pretty much locked this up. It's not official yet, but he pretty much locked it up. I want to see if he stays aggressive, wants to stay in the front. I want to see if we have any challengers or any first-time winners. It'd be a very exciting race to do so. It'd be very memorable since it's the last race of the season.
Yeah, definitely for sure will be exciting to see. We'll have to see how it all plays out. 75 laps here again, as usual, in the Thursday Night Truck Super Speedway Series. And pit stops will probably start coming around lap 19, 20, 21, depending on how much fuel they can save, whether they're the lead car in the pack or being able to tuck in behind and save some fuel behind everyone else. Obviously, there's no fuel maps on these trucks like we have in our Tuesday night IndyCar series. So these guys pretty much the only way they can kind of regulate their fuel is really by lifting or holding half throttle. There's really no other options here. So definitely be interesting to see for sure as these trucks get ready to roll into the Tri-Oval, and they will take the green flag for the last race of the season.
Looking dead even as they come across the line, getting ready to go into turn 1. We'll see who can link up first and get that first chain going. I think that's what going to be the key factor here in these first couple of laps.
Yeah, we've highlighted all season long how important team strategy has been. And, I mean, really, there's been 2 teams just about all season. I know some of our loyal viewers may be getting tired of hearing it, but the TW Motorsports drivers and the Team Bootnaka Esports drivers are all, those 2 teams are so good at the strategy, at being able to be there at the right times and link up and work as far as teammates go. You do see now Gabe Butler and Gary Sapinski teammates lined up 1 and 2 on that inside row, looking to see if they can continue to work their magic and get another win for Team Bootnaka tonight, and hopefully a championship for Gabe Butler.
Definitely, you already saw the teamwork go to play, and the outside line just got dried out here. We got 3 cars on the outside, and the rest of the field's on the inside. So these guys can link up as he's already off the track.
Oh, wow, yeah, looking like he is actually uh, dropping back, led that one lap, got that bonus point, and he's going to get out of Dodge. So we'll actually talk about that. We'll jump back up to the leaders here. Now Gary Slapinski's actually going to take over that lead with the 06 truck behind him pushing. We do have Derek Walker in the 20. Derek had a great showing last week and has had a couple good runs here late in the season, really trying to show his abilities here in this league and grab that first win. Definitely have had some great performances. Bit of a shake-up. Some drivers towards the front of the pack in the last couple races that aren't always up there, and getting that that chance to maybe shine a little bit more in the spotlight and kind of show what they do. So with that, obviously comes a little bit of differences in teamwork, as now we're going to see the 78 of Gary Slapinski doing the same thing as his teammate in the 1 and grabbing his bonus point for a lap lead and then getting out of Dodge. So he will give the lead away to Robert DuPont in the 07 here, who is going to hopefully lead us back and grab his bonus point of the night. Does have Eric Laurie now looking to his outside. Eric Laurie, another one of the Team Bootnaka Esports guys in this playoff format, trying to grab a bonus point there. I don't think he quite did it, but looking for him to grab a bonus point and maybe collect back up in the back of the field with his teammates as well.
Yeah, it seems like you get a lap and you go sit in the back. Very very interesting strategy, but it's a safe one. These guys definitely have a plan tonight, and you can already see it being fully thought out and played right now. As this will probably be the only lap that we see these guys actually go full throttle the whole way. They're dead even going into 3. I have no clue who's going to be getting the push here, but it seems like the inside line might be getting the preferred way.
Yeah, definitely. That inside line has, there's definitely nuances to both. Obviously, in the outside line, you can really push a little bit harder, or you can actually hold a little bit more throttle. Obviously, it's the longer way around the track, so you do hold a little bit more speed, but you need that speed to make up with, that inside line who has that shortest distance all the way around the track. So we're going to see here the 071 looks like he's going to get a good push into 1, and he is going to clear himself down in front of the 07. Now he will be leading that inside line. Hopefully for him, he'll be able to grab his bonus point this time by with that lap led and see if he might join his teammates or not. Not quite sure, but we do have a question in the chat looking for the 23 and a couple question marks. Does look like Josh Say in the 03, Sebastian Marin in the 23, and Tom Dixon in the 031 did not start the race. So wonder if they unfortunately missed gridding and or connection issues. I'm not entirely sure, but unfortunate to see those 3 drivers, and including our reigning champion Sebastian Marin not able to start the race tonight. So unfortunate. Obviously, Sebastian not in the playoffs after missing a couple races this season, but still, would have been able to help out some of his teammates. And you always hate to see anyone who can't quite get started or get the race going on time, unfortunately.
Yeah, I definitely had plenty of nights where I've been ready to race, and all of a sudden, either the wheel doesn't work, the computer doesn't want to start, you can't load into a server. There's been plenty of technical issues that have ruined some of my nights in iRacing. But shout out to Sebastian. I've seen him a couple times this season when I've been watching the broadcast, and definitely a hard racer. Definitely a good racer here, and hope to see him next year or next season. Sorry.
Yeah, we should have time for one more season this fall. Usually with roughly 12, I think it's 12 to 14. I can't remember our own schedule to be honest. But when you have that short of a season, sometimes you do have. Oh, we do have a wreck. Oh. Looks like we're gonna get a big wreck here. But that's a bit of. Wow, that took out a lot of drivers. We're gonna see if we can go back there and catch up with that accident here. See where it started. Looked like it might have started with Eric Laurie. Not sure if he had gotten turned or what, but we're gonna pull up a replay here and see if what we can see. Looks like they're just kind of in line here, driving into turn number 1, and I can't quite tell if it's just a push gone wrong or.
I think as the 37 goes up, the 82 tried to follow.
Yep.
And just a little bit of miscommunication with the cars just coming together, and there's really no room for error. It's really hard to catch that car, but or the truck, and as you see, it's just a big one early on, about 7 laps in.
Yeah, unfortunate for sure. Sometimes that happens where you kind of get inside someone and you don't lift off soon enough, and unfortunately it just goes that way. So unfortunate for some of these guys, especially for playoff driver. Gary Sapinski. Ooh, wow, going under the '07 there at the end. Wow, he might have made it all the way through that wreck. That is absolutely crazy. But
I was
some
like Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, I know. But some of these drivers definitely going to be taking their fast repairs early here. Let's see if we can get another view here from a different camera angle as we come into turn number 1 here. We'll see how the 82 and the 37 kind of get hooked together there, unfortunately. Here, let's see if we can get another view
Yeah,
here.
just a slight overcorrection going just a little too high, and then just a car right behind them just tags them, and it's literally just seconds that you don't really have the time to react to that or back down sometimes.
Yeah, unfortunate for sure. All right, well, we are going to jump back live here now. Looks like most of our drivers are down and away on pit road. Try and get a camera angle here. I apologize. Huh. I apologize. SDK is misbehaving a little bit here, but see if we can grab. There's a view of one of the cars. Looks like Cody Nagel's first off of pit road. He was also the first in pit road. Bob Fitzgerald just behind him, going to be rolling off with Charles Johnson and JD Crow behind them. Looks like just about everyone in the field there taking the time to take fuel, and most drivers are taking tires. I did see Cody Nagels and Bob Fitzgerald as well as JD Crow about 6 to 8 seconds on pit road. So I would assume that Cody Nagels and Bob Fitzgerald are our two here. We'll have our first two, I should say. Looks like that might have been fuel only. JD Crow probably taking right side tires. I would assume they are now in 4th place, and looks like the rest of the field either trying to repair some damage early or or some of them did take 4 tires. But there's a lot of cars: Derek Walker, Randy Miner, Derek Gilray, Dan Harrington, Todd Siebels, Robert DuPont, and Eric Laurie, all still on pit road trying to repair some of that damage and trying to avoid that fast repair, which definitely would be helpful to keep for later in the race if you do have that opportunity.
Definitely. So fuel strategy has kind of changed just a little bit. We add 10 laps to that 20 window that we have. These guys come around to about lap 10 right now. Still looks like they got to do about 2 stops, but if you can sit in the back and save some gas, it's going to help you on that last pit stop.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely makes a little bit of a difference. It looks like we're actually going to see some of these guys coming back down. Looks like Bob Fitzgerald, Charles Johnson, JD Crow, all coming back down again for service, trying to probably get a little bit more fuel in those vehicles. Man, it looks like about half the field coming back down this time as well. Most of these guys looked like they were. Yeah, it looked like just about everyone not taking tires this time. A couple guys going up taking tires, but for the most part, probably just taking a little bit of extra fuel, like you mentioned, to try and go that distance. So now you kind of, this is almost like a reset. So there's, about 65 laps left in the race, and you know that you can stretch it to 20 if you get enough cautions. You can stretch it to 20 under green flag. If you get enough cautions, maybe you can stretch those extra 5 laps or so throughout the race and try and do something to play that strategy game versus having to pit 3 more times.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's just going to be a strategy. We might see we might see the front runners do the exact same thing that they did at the beginning, where get a lap, sit in the back, try to save gas, and just stay with the pack. Or we might see them try to fight each other again. So very interesting to see here. Now that we've had our first caution, we might have more. We might have none at all. But the tone has been set for this race.
Yeah, for sure. It's not super often that we have a wreck this early on, but I mean it's not the first time this season for sure. And we've we try to, I guess, have a lot of commentators curse where we talk about cautions a lot, and they either happen or they don't. But not trying to jinx the field, but definitely could be a situation here where there could be a few more cautions. As we see, it looks like the only two lined up side by side are going to be Cody Nagels in Bud Steele here. So they're going to lead the field to the green flag. Everybody else in the field electing to come down a second time for fuel or repairs, which is why you see this long string of single file cars here on this restart. Now working on lap number 11. Again, that's Cody Nagels on the front spot right now. Dan Harrington currently behind him. David Overstreet, third car in line in the inside row as well. We do have JD Crow and Bud Steele currently rounding out our top 5 for the evening. So you got to go all the way back. Actually, I take it back. Yep, so JD Crow is our first driver in the playoffs. After that, we have to go back to 9th in Gary Slapinski. So a lot of our playoff drivers are kind of in the 10th to 15th place position right now. Dean Wilkinson in 12th, Todd Siebels in 13th, Gabe Butler in 14th right now, and Eric Laurie looks like he is still on the track, but about 2 laps down. Looks like he just sat on pit road and elected to take all of his repairs at once. So hopefully that will help play out better for him in the long run by taking all that those repairs early on. And I guess would you if you were in that position, is that something that you would consider doing? Would you rather try and catch up to the pace car every single lap, or would you just rather sit there, take your lumps and take those laps down but get everything repaired there, Chris? What would you prefer?
It honestly just depends on how well my car can kind of just stay to the draft. I wouldn't want to lead. I wouldn't want to be in the middle of the pack. But if I could latch on to at least a group of cars and stay, relatively within at least 3 or 4 seconds with the pack, I would kind of just play the long game, get it fixed every once in a while. But if your car is just that bad and you really can't stay, out in clean air, I would definitely just come in and get as much repair as possible and then try again. You definitely don't want to be a hazard to the guys on the playoff race and things like that. So for me, it's always safe than sorry. But if I can stay somewhat competitive and play the long game, that is going to be my route to go here.
Yeah, definitely want to try and be respectful, and for the most part, I think most of the guys racing in this league are, would prefer to be, respectful and drive that way, knowing that if you are a damaged car and you can't quite make, even a minimum pace, might be better to just sit there and take the repairs or decide to retire. But yeah, definitely unfortunate for a lot of drivers so far, trying to avoid taking those fast repairs early. So we do see a bunch of cars with some front end damage, some side damage, all over the place. I think the one of the guys who definitely did not take or managed to, definitely didn't take. Oh no, I apologize. He's actually a lap down. Robert DuPont. His car looks pretty clean after going up in the air, but based on the timing, I was gonna say he looked like he did take his fast repair, I was gonna say that based on the timing, but I don't think he did because he actually spent about 4 minutes on pit road. So even though that car looks pretty clean, I would assume that he had sat there and repaired most of that damage. So or either that or it was towing time back to the pits. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. He's currently trying to get his lap back the hard way around the outside there behind the 06. So that 07 again is currently, I believe, 1 lap down based on timing and scoring. So he's trying to get, actually no, I apologize, he's actually 2 laps down, trying to get at least one of those laps back the hard way, which is not easy to do at a plate race, Chris.
Yeah, and I think the guy in front of him might, let him by just to get the pressure out the way, because if Robert decides to push a little bit too hard, he could possibly cause another wreck, and that's just not going to be good for the competitive spirit of the race. But I've seen a couple people be able to do that, where they've been able to unlap themselves and do everything the right way. And just looking at the field right now, he has time. There's plenty of time in this race for him to get his lap back. I think he's the first car a lap down, so he can bank on a little bit of luck and get the lucky dog if you guys have that in this league. But there's plenty of time for him. He'll be back in this race, I think.
Yeah, there is one lucky dog, and obviously the natural wave rounds as well under yellow flag. So yeah, he'll be looking forward to try and get that. He's actually looks like he's only a couple seconds ahead of Eric Laurie here. So we just jump back to him back in the field. Eric Laurie is our other driver that is 2 laps down. Everyone else behind them has retired, so we only have 2 drivers 2 laps down, and the rest are on the lead lap. Keith Horner did also elect to retire, so he is done for the night, unfortunately.
Looking at the front of this group, seems like they're about dead even. We got about 5 cars on the bottom, cars on top. The 3 cars on top definitely have a little bit better linking up together, and the outside line is a little bit more powerful. But as I say that, the bottom line definitely has that 2 car tandem definitely working out for them. Getting out of the line a little bit, you'll see the top line get their speed back, and you might see a change for position. He might go low as soon as we get into 3.
We'll see here on the rear-facing camera, not quite clear enough to get in front of Bud Steele is Cody Nagels there on the outside, but still receiving that push from Robert DuPont. And yeah, definitely that could be, there really are 2 big places here. As you see another run coming down the short chute into the tri-oval, and he's going to get clear, actually come down in front of the leader. So the 06 Cody Nagels is going to assume the lead and try and get the 07 Robert DuPont a chance to run the outside and try and get his lap back. But definitely those 2 opportunities, the biggest opportunities I'd say to get that run on the outside, are going down the backstretch and going down the short chute off of 4. Those are, we've seen a lot of passes in those areas, and honestly a lot of wrecks in those areas at the end of the race. This season, end of the races this season, where those are the places where you kind of have to take that move and make it at the end of the race. But for now, probably just trying to hang out there and feel that move and understand what he can do. So it does look like the 07 of Robert DuPont's actually jumping back just a little bit. So I wonder if he may still have a little bit of front end damage that's keeping him from being super competitive as the lead car, because he did kind of drop back about 3-4 cars now, though he is currently holding his own a little bit now that he's kind of moved back a little bit.
Yeah, he only has about 1 helper pushing him, and with that, you don't necessarily get your car, you don't get your truck right back to the front, but you can kind of battle second and third on the bottom line. You'll get a good push, you'll have that clean air, but you just won't get to the front unless you get a 3rd car coming up to help you, which it looks like he's getting some help right now. Making a little bit of choices here, but we'll see probably by the next time by, he'll probably be right back up front battling for the lead.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see for sure. Kind of deceiving. Sometimes you can't always tell. He could have a lot of engine damage too that we don't know, that you can't see visually, and that could be where he's able to do better behind a car versus on his own. But it looks like he's starting to make his headway, getting even now with the 82 of Dan Harrington. Still fairly quiet after that restart so far. 10 laps have gone by since our first caution, or since our first restart, I should say. Cody Nagels, Bud Steele, Dan Harrington, and Derek Walker now nose to tail still on that inside row. We do have the 46 of Derek Gilray trying to work that outside with, again, Robert DuPont, who is currently scored 2 laps down. Charles Johnson there you see at that kind of the end of this this first pack before there's a bit of a gap back to believe David Overstreet there in the 69 truck, followed by Randy Miner. J.D. Crow is the first of our drivers in the playoffs in the current running order. Gary Slapinski sitting in 10th. Dean Wilkinson is 12th. Todd Siebels is 13th. And Gabe Butler is 14th. And Eric Laurie, again, being scored 2 laps down in 19th, kind of towards the back of this pack. But we really only have 1 pack so far. Definitely been quite a bit of races this season where you might see, someone, for whatever reason, if someone gets, pit speeding penalties, or if anyone has any issues getting off of or on pit road and has to serve a penalty or whatever. But so far pretty quiet, and we really have, other than the 2 cars 2 laps down, it's just been really one long strung out field. So not a ton of action so far other than that first caution.
Yeah, definitely see our playoff drivers kind of playing a little bit safe, which is it might not be as action heavy and what we like to advertise as action and fast pace, but these guys definitely are playing a smart game, and it's kind of a chessboard if you want to look at it that way. As we see the 07 still trying to get back to the lead. I think he's got a good run this time. He might drop down. If he does that, I think he has the clean air. I think that's honestly what he needed. He just needed a clean air and a little bit of a pushing, but he still might have damage to his car, and I think if he sits behind somebody, he might blow up. So I think he just wants to stay in the lead as far as possible.
Yeah, definitely that air helps. Being, sealing it off and being behind someone does not make, an overheating problem or an engine problem any better. So we do see the '06 now. Cody Nichols actually jumping back to the outside with the 46 of Derek
Ooh,
Gilray.
switcheroo.
Yeah, a little switcheroo back and forth, trying to get something happening on that outside line again. These are a lot of names up here that we really haven't seen much of towards the front. Obviously, Charles Johnson coming back to the league a couple weeks ago and really has been kind of a staple in the top 10. But Cody Nagels, Bud Steele. Bud Steele's had really honestly had some terrible luck a lot of the season and hasn't really had the chance to run up front. So it's good to see him kind of recovering from that from the season. And obviously Dan Harrington and Derek Walker have had some good battles as of late in the last couple races up at the front. Derek looking like a shoe-in to get a podium or a top 5 finish. I believe it was either 1 week ago or 2 weeks ago, but fortunate for him that he did get taken out, but he's back at it in that pick number 20 car, trying to do it again and trying to steal a win here from these drivers in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's finally able to get the lead in the front. And as I go back through the pack, the second pack, as you can probably tell, is they're just chilling. They're about 2 or 3 car lengths in between each other, enough to stay with the draft and hang out with each other. And that second pack turns into a third pack, and the third pack turns into a fourth, and everyone's just kind of in the line right back there. So no one's really trying to fight each other except the top 6, top 7 cars. It's probably gonna be a lull like this until we get to the next pit window. And once that happens, you're going to see a lot of cars start shuffling. People kind of go 3 wide, maybe, just to give everyone on the inside that pitting room and everyone in the middle. It's going to be a lot of shuffling once we get to that pit window.
Yeah, for sure. About 15 laps since everyone last pitted and since we last took the green flag again. So getting close, probably within about 5 laps of starting to decide whether you're going to come down pit road or not. Definitely, we've seen a lot of shuffles as far as, making sure that you're in that inside line or, we don't usually have a lot of people trying to pit from that second lane, but a lot of chaos can typically happen. And we do see, especially all the guys that are really good at being late, deep breakers, they'll try to shoot all the way to the inside or all the way to the outside to try and make up a few spots before they get onto pit road. So, it'll be interesting to see how that cycle happens. We've had a fair amount of green flag cycles throughout the season, and it's always exciting to see. It really is amazing to see the guys that have all the talent, the most of the talent to be able to run a really fast in lap, a really fast out lap, and get through pit road cleanly. It's definitely an art, and it's not something that's easy to perfect for sure.
I can tell you from personal experience, I have never been good at green flag stops. And when it comes to team play and having your teammates on the same page as you, sometimes we all tell each other that we're not taking tires, but someone takes full fuel. Other people take 2 tires or something like that, and just getting into the pits and maximizing your braking zones. There's a lot of time to get to that yellow mark, but if you wait too long and you slide your tires and you're setting yourself up for a no tire pit stop, you might have to change your strategy on the fly. And as you come out, you have your teammates already in turn 3 as you're just round the corner on the front stretch. And screwing up the whole situation. So these guys definitely probably need to play things safe, not necessarily break as late as possible, but strategize things and make sure that they can do the task that they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, for sure. I really like what you said there about making sure that you're on the same strategy as your teammates or anyone you're coming down pit road with. If you decide to take fuel or tires, or if you decide to take fuel and you don't take the same amount of fuel or what have you, you can definitely get spread out pretty quickly and find yourself in no man's land without any help. So definitely want to pit with those people that that you can run with, and try to be as organized as possible getting in and out of pit road. But looking like we're just about 20 laps here now, since most of the drivers pitted on our last caution. Obviously went back to green with 10 to go, on lap 10 I should say. So starting to get towards that fuel window here. I would expect to see some guys maybe coming this time or maybe in the next couple laps. We do actually see a big big push here on the outside from some of the Team Bootnaka drivers.
They
JD
have
Crow.
hit the NOS button.
Yeah, that was quite a push. The 5, the 071 of Eric Laurie, and the 78 of Gary Slipinski all making a big run as they're going to jump to the front, and quite a bit of drivers are going to jump down onto pit road. We'll see here the 6, the 20, the 06, the 07, all pitting together, the 46 as well. So getting onto pit road cleanly. Want to make sure you don't slide through that stop and get that service that you need.
Oh, they're having a little bit of issues here.
Was that on pit road or back in the?
On
Yeah.
pit road they had a little bit of issues. Just a couple bumps. Everyone got into their stalls all right, but they definitely contacted each other. But before that, I was gonna say that these guys did a good job of setting that up where you kind of want to have the first car pull as close to the wall, the inside wall, as much as possible, where the next guy goes as far to the right, and the guy behind him kind of doing this like the little tic-tac-toe. You go left, you go right situation. That way you don't have people running over each other, kind of like what you see in the real NASCAR series, where no one can figure out where the cone or the braking zone is at. So you have some car coming back on track or having an accident on pit road. As I think the second wave is already coming in.
Yep, we do have most of the TW Motorsports drivers here. Charles Johnson, Randy Miner, Todd Siebels as well, Robert Rock, Jason Adams, and Bob Fitzgerald as well. Down on pit road this time. And one thing to highlight, you definitely, you can still make contact on pit road. If you look and you see the concrete boxes to the right. In the pit boxes, you can't actually make contact, but in the areas to the left where the pavement is, you can still make contact with other drivers. So got to be careful of that for sure. And it looks like we're going to see most of the Team Bootnaka Esports guys coming down this time. So
yeah,
you see
another good scattered pit stop here where everyone kind of just makes their spread and stuff like that. And you see some guys just drive on pit road, just spread out, just giving each other room is very the smart thing to do. And as we see these two groups, at least the first two groups, we'll see how close they can gel back together and get their speed all the way back up, and hopefully overtake these guys.
Yeah, definitely. You saw there when I was kind of mentioning about the late breakers, Gabe Butler definitely coming in heavy and able to make up a couple spots as he got into pit road there. He's actually going to roll out second in this group when he was quite a bit further back in the field. So definitely a big chance for him as we're going to actually see if we can pick up here this lead pack now being led by Charles Johnson. We're going to see as they merge back into the field here, see where
this is going to be close.
Yeah, it's going to be really close. These TW Motorsports guys are going to be right on top of the Team Bootnaka guys coming off here as we see a nice shot down the backstretch. They should have enough speed to be able to take back the lead, but I would assume that Gary Slipinski and Gabe Butler in the 78 and the 1 on the inside there should be able to mix pretty well and probably be up in the top 5 now after spending most of the beginning of this race at the back of the pack just riding around.
Yep, all 4 cars went by. They're probably going to duck down low, and we had the second pack going right past them as well. So these guys definitely, everyone had relatively the same pit stop, same outlap, and they all gelled together relatively the same. So good on these guys for everyone kind of staying on strategy right now.
Yeah, definitely. Very impressive. I mean, it really is almost like a dance that has to be choreographed and coordinated well, and it's always cool to see how these guys make it work. But this is probably the most action that we've seen towards the front of the pack, 2x2 for about probably 5 or 6 cars now. So other than the initial restart, got a little bit of a chaos up at the front. I guess not really chaos. There's not really too much going on, but we do see. Most of our playoff drivers actually kind of run into the front. You see the 45 of Todd Siebels now on the outside lane. He is our current leader on that outside lane and the highest playoff driver right now. We do also have Gary Slipinski in 7th and Gabe Butler in 9th and JD Crow in 10th, who are starting to drop back just a little bit, but just on the back edge of that front pack there. But some of the playoff drivers starting to make their way a little bit forward in the pack at least.
Yeah, I think Todd just wanted to stay in the front there, which it happens a lot with Daytona Talladega, where you have the outside line, you get a great push, but then you realize that you're not going to sustain that momentum. So you just drop down, kind of dump everyone on the outside, and leave them high and dry. But we'll see. I think that's Charles Johnson or Bud Steele on the outside up there. He might get a chance to be all the way up front and do the exact same thing. So it's kind of like this leapfrog effect that these guys like to do here, but it's going to be dead even coming to the line, I think.
Yeah, we'll see. Looks like it's definitely going to be led by Todd Siebels that time by. So again, highlighting that the '07 of Robert DuPont in the outside row there is still 2 laps down, but he did was able to make his pit cycle with the rest of the lead pack and not have to worry about it. So we do have Bud Steele in 6th, trying to push him around to the lead. Again, him trying, '07's trying to get 1 lap back there, whereas Bud Steele's trying to go for the lead, and he's going to clear the 45 of Todd Siebels down to the inside, and now the 6 is going to be leading of that outside lane there.
Yeah, this is the only 2 tracks that you're going to see the lap down cars lead the race and kind of dictate things, which makes it very interesting. You might have some guys that not necessarily appreciates that when it comes to the competition of the sport, but Daytona and Talladega, they definitely give you the opportunity to lead from the back, I guess is the term you want to use.
Yeah, definitely. Something I want to mention here does look like the one of Gabe Butler is actually a little bit off of the pace here. Not entirely sure what happened. Saw a little bit of action while we were commenting in the background, but didn't see exactly what happened. But Gabe Butler is now well off of the pace. That last lap, he was 6 seconds slower than the lead pack, and he's constantly or currently going back at a fairly rapid rate. So unfortunate for him. It looks like J.D. Crow in the 5 might actually be dropping back to hang out with him and try to catch him back up, or at least not leave his teammate hanging. So that's good on him. But must have gotten tangled up in something. I'm not sure, but I apologize that we missed it.
Yeah, not too sure. I tried to go back on the replay and see what happened. It looked like he just kind of just went off the pace, or the car shut off, or something happened.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't know if it's technical difficulty or what, but at least now he has his teammate of JD Crow with him, and they can you can see how far behind the pack they are in that view down the backstretch. But yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that, see what kind of lap times they can run, and obviously Gabe's in a great position really to pretty much just be able to start and park and should have enough points for this championship. But I don't know. I don't want to comment on that and not knowing exactly how it's going to fall with the points. So definitely going to keep an eye on that and see if they can try and make some speed here and at least maybe not continue to lose time on this lead pack here, which we'll jump back to. So now we do actually have the '07 of Robert DuPont leading this inside line. He is currently now shown 1 lap down as he is ahead of our leader in second in line right now. That's Todd Siebels with Charles Johnson, Randy Miner, Dan Harrington, and Derek Walker behind him, your current top 5. So definitely, like we mentioned earlier, trying to do that the hard way to get that lap back. It's not something that's easy to do, but if you can get it to work, it makes a huge difference as far as sometimes you can get those laps back really quick, and if he got a caution here, he'd be the lucky dog, and he would be on the lead lap right now. So trying to hang out there and try to make something work to get back into this race.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be one of the bank on that caution and others' misfortunes. That way he could be back in the race. And we see 2 packs right now. Everyone's single file. No one's really trying to press the issue right now. And I think that's just the nature of the green flag pit stops, where once you guys caught up and everything kind of settles out, there's no real pushing, no real battles going on. You kind of just settle in and see what your car has. You might try to test a couple of runs here or there just to see what you can do in a 2 or 3 lap sprint if you needed to for a green white checkered. But these guys are in 2 packs and they're just hanging out right now.
Oh, I was gonna say we were watching that pack in the back just to see the split there, but it looks like Gary Slapinski and Cody Nagels coming in for service, as well as J.D. Crow and Gabe Butler here. So definitely some teammate work here. Looks like, not entirely sure, because I think this has only been about 10 laps, since everyone last pitted. So they might be trying to stretch something for strategy here, or maybe they knew that Gabe Butler had an issue and needed to come in and get his fast repair and just try to pit with his teammate to help him out. But not sure. But looks like they're going to be up and away. Yeah, should be rolling good together and able to get back out on the track at the same time. So definitely,
and that's a smart decision as a team if you have your star driver, so to speak. he has an issue, and you know that he can't kind of really do it himself. So as a team, these guys all probably just decided to help him out, get the draft, and let him take his fast repair.
Yeah, we'll see. They are gonna go at least one lap down here, but again, they just made their be their third stop of the night, so the rest of the field will have to make theirs as well at some point. So we'll see how that goes. Looked like actually didn't have a chance to catch you up on whether they were actually making speed with Gabe Butler in the 1 and JD Crowe in the 5, just the two of them. So if they do pan out, it does look like the 071 of well, actually, jump back to that for just a second here. The 071 of Eric Laurie, one of the other trucks who's 2 laps down, looks like he's actually going to drop back and catch up with his teammates or help draft with them here. So definitely a lot of teammate strategy going on early here and throughout the race. Some of the TW Motorsports guys are here, lined up nose to tail in 1, 2, 3, and like we've mentioned before, that's definitely kind of been the tale of the season where that teamwork, and we saw a lot of races towards the beginning of the year where it was very unorganized, and it was pretty easy for some of the teams with 2 or 3 or more drivers to kind of drive towards the front and make things happen with a little bit of strategy.
Yeah, and you can tell from just at the beginning of the season, everything, like you said, was unorganized. But for the rest of the drivers that are not on that team, the race almost becomes a battle of not who can win, but who can break up that tandem and that teamwork that they have. I feel like if it's not one of them, better me than them. So a lot of these guys might be frustrated with the team constantly winning and constantly dictating the race. So you almost want to just be able to break up their momentum, break up their teamwork, and if you can basically make them not win, you'll be happy with anyone else winning.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely it's tough when week in, week out, some of the same guys are able to kind of control most of the race. I think everyone who's won a race this season has either been from Team Bootnaka or TW Motorsports, but not to, we did mention there's been a few, like, Derek Walker, he's working with a couple guys out there, but I don't know if he has any explicit teammates, and he's been able to have some good runs as of late, and a lot of guys up here, obviously the 82 mentioned Darren Harrington and Bud Steele, without teammates tonight, so trying to maybe work together as independents to try and make something happen, though. We do actually see now the 071, the 1 and the 5 all caught back up to this pack and now able to push. Talking about that teamwork, they're able to line up and push well enough to get a run, and they're starting a challenge here for what would be getting a couple laps back. I think so. Eric Laurie is currently 2 laps down. Gabe Butler and JD Crowe are currently 1 lap down, so all 3 of them as teammates are going to try and work together here to get a couple laps back and maybe even challenge. Actually, no, yeah, I take it back. It would challenge. Unfortunately, would challenge Robert DuPont for that lucky dog. So if Gabe Butler and JD Crowe here on the outside can get ahead of our leaders and get back onto the lead lap themselves, then that would put Robert DuPont back in that position to be the lucky dog where he sits currently ahead of the field. So a lot of lap down guys trying to make something happen here, trying to get a couple laps back, and it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds.
Yeah, it's amazing, and it kind of lost in all this this talk is just Todd. Todd Siebels just sitting in first place, but on the track you don't really see him. He's just sitting in the second, right behind the lap car, and now you got a couple lap cars on the outside, and he's kind of been not necessarily an important point in this race. He's just sitting in the back, sitting right behind in second place, just nonchalantly leading this whole race.
Yeah, definitely going to be a good opportunity for him. Just kind of quiet here. I would assume that none of the other TW Motorsports guys are trying to steal those laps led away from Todd Siebels in the 45 so that he can try and collect a bonus for most laps led as well. Again, these guys here on the outside lane are just strictly trying to get their lap back, as well as Robert DuPont, who is currently first in line but not first in the field. So we do actually have a little bit of a gap here. We're going to catch up with some of the other drivers here, not in this lead pack. So we do actually have David Overstreet, Dean Wilkinson, Jason Adams, and Derek Gilray here in this pack. I believe they may also have Robert Jordan here with them as well. So Robert Jordan, I believe, currently scored 2 laps down or 2 laps down. Yep. So there's a pack of about 5 guys here. A couple lead pack guys to round out. Would round out 11th there, the 46 of Derek Gilray in 11th place. Then we actually go back all the way to Gary Slapinski, Cody Nagels, and Bob Fitzgerald still on the lead lap. But we'll see if we can get a different shot here. They are actually only a little bit ahead of the pack here, as we can see them now crossing the stripe this time by. So the 78, the 06 and the 08 are all in danger of joining the 1, the 5, and the 07. Everyone trying to get their laps, to stay on the lead laps. So fortunate for Gary Slapinski, Cody Nagels, and Bob Fitzgerald in this pack here. They are running within 3 to 4 tenths of the main pack right now. So they have a little bit of time before that pack would have to, or would catch back up to them. But you do see
the 07. The 017 almost slipped and took out the whole field.
Oh, man.
That was a good move. He got to the lead. He got to the front of the pack. But it looks like Robert got out of the lead, but it's still a pack. And as you see the guys up front, I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad.
No, you're fine, man.
As you see as you see the pack going into 1 here, now we have a caution.
Oh, we just had a caution. Yeah, no, by all means, appreciate you updating everyone. What is that yellow for? Let's we're gonna grab that yellow. I wonder if it was
Derek Gilray.
Okay. We'll try and grab a view of that here real quick. Fortunately, looks like it's showing. I'm not sure. You said it might have been Derek Gilray?
Yes, Derek Gilray.
Yep,
had a little bit of trouble getting into turn 3.
Yeah, it looks like it. We're going to rewind here. And might have had a little bit of help. See if we can go quarter speed here. Coming into turn number 3 here, as you mentioned. Thanks for tipping me off to Derek there. Wasn't able to pick that up.
I wonder as you see Derek get a little loose. He hit the apron, got a little loose, and then obviously got a little. Looks like he's getting ready to have a little help from behind
there it
himself.
Is. Yep. Okay, that makes more sense now.
A little shot right there. But I think that was right as Robert was going into the pits, and I'm not sure if he got to the pits on time, so he might have just hit a double whammy.
Yeah, we'll see here. That'll definitely be unfortunate for Robert if it doesn't work out for him. He's currently scored 2 minutes behind the field, so that should be only 2 laps, but we'll have to jump back live here and take a look and get an update on the timing and scoring here. So, but we're going to catch back up with the leader, Todd Siebels and Charles Johnson. I think that actually went very well for the likes of Gabe Butler and J.D. Crow, because these 3 guys, so Gabe Butler, J.D. Crow, Eric Laurie, are all working their way back around to the back of the pack. So that, I think, is going to put Eric Laurie 1 lap down, and thankfully for Gabe Butler and J.D. Crow, they are going to stay on the lead lap. So that is huge for them for this caution, as we'll actually jump back now. Looks like the leaders are going to be taking to pit road. Just about everyone in the field here looks like is going to be coming down this time by, and probably grabbing, maybe grab four tires, or maybe just some fuel. But I know that tires kind of do come into a little bit of a play, at least as far as handling goes later in these races, especially at Daytona for sure.
Yeah, we're still about 25 laps to go. I'm not sure these guys can make enough fuel unless they all decide to pull off. So you might see everyone come back to pit road right after this lap here, just to top off.
Yeah, for sure. Interesting, because so we're going to have probably about another 2 laps of caution here, which, like you said, would bring us to, about 23 laps to go. So I would be very surprised if no one comes back to top off, like you said, trying to get that last little bit of fuel in the truck and try to stretch it the rest of this way. I think for the most part, it would be difficult, but I think everyone could do it. If you could, even if you had to coast to the finish towards the end here, that would definitely be more advantageous than having to pit one more time. So have to see what the strategy ends up being. And this is, incredible how this worked out. Gabe Butler there with that pit cycle did not take tires. He only looks like he only took fuel. He is actually currently in second place. So he went from fighting
Wow.
hard for that lap back at, I think somewhere around like 17th or 18th position, and now he is currently second on the field. That is insane.
Yeah, guys lap back and now he can come back and get some more fuel. So good on him. That's some luck right there. I probably wouldn't even have a chance like that. But
Yeah.
as these guys come around the corner, it's been a really good race so far. Good sportsmanship, and this has been fun so far, man.
Yeah, man, it's been great having you for sure, Chris. Definitely appreciate you stepping in for Maxwell, and obviously Gael not able to be here either. So, appreciate you jumping in on the fly, and yeah, it's been fun. Definitely appreciate you, and maybe hope to see you do a few more races with us in the future here at Green White Checker TV.
Yeah, it's a little bit funner in the booth than being down there in the track. Obviously tense and just an anxiety ridden because these cars is 2 miles long. It's 2+ miles long, but it's very intense every single lap. Even though these guys do this week in and week out, it's still intense. It keeps up that pressure. So it's fun to be in the booth. Is this a new thing for me? But I definitely enjoy it, and I like to thank you for having me. Thank Gael for bringing me on board, and it's been fun.
Yeah, man, you're doing great so far, and it's been a lot of fun for sure. So definitely an exciting race to kind of jump in and do it on with the final race of the season here. So definitely a cool opportunity. We're gonna see. Looks like the 45 truck of Todd Siebels is going to inherit the lead after those. Actually, no, I take it back. I believe the 6 is actually our leader here. So the 6 on the inside row will be the leader, and Todd Siebels will actually be on the outside row because the 6 is a little bit further back there. He was shown scored behind him, but for the restart here, it'll be on Bud Steele here. So he is going to lead us back to green flag. One of the very few drivers here at the front, or some of the few drivers up here, this top 6 are all the ones that did not manage to come back down and top off for fuel. Definitely a long way to go. 25 laps to go here, or 24, excuse me, as we cross the stripes. So it's going to be a lot of fuel to conserve and save, and we'll see if anyone who was able to pit there at the end, or on that second lap of the caution, see if they can make it all the way to the end. But probably predicting that there will be at least one green flag pit stop if we go green the rest of the way.
Yeah, I think the TW guys are going to sit here, try to link up together and dominate the rest of this race as we are coming to the closing stages of this. So, looks like we already had the 45 go down low, and it's already a two-car lead right now.
Yeah, so Todd Siebels is going to drop down in front of Bud Steele and kind of not really hang out his teammates to dry, but so that 55 and the 45 there, so Todd Siebels and Dean Wilkinson, both 2 of our playoff drivers. Todd Siebels actually has the best opportunity to maybe steal a championship away from who's been the favorite for the last couple weeks in Gabe Butler. As of right now, Todd Siebels, or at least coming into tonight, was only 44 points behind of Gabe Butler, so he's really doing everything that he can to try and still win this championship, which is really impressive. Dean Wilkinson is back in 5th in points, 51 points off the lead, so there's definitely, he's got, so from J.D. Crow in 3rd in points to B.K. Anderson in 6th in points, there is a 4-point spread. So definitely quite a bit there to still claim as far as that battle for second place. And even Todd Siebels, so from 2nd to 6th, there's looks like about an 8-point gap. So definitely still pretty tight, and those guys still trying to fight it out and see where that ends up here at the end. I don't think, unfortunately, well, it depends on how fast we're able to update it to be able to claim the championship winner at the end of the season. We might need some help from the admins, but we'll have to make sure, see if we can get that for you there, and let you know how that goes, and with the points being updated at the end of the race.
Yeah, something I've noticed so far in this race. Oh, we have the 6 just bopped up a little bit. Oh no!
A little bit of action there as we see his hands kind of all over.
He's still trying to save it.
Still rolling here.
Ooh.
Still rolling here, but we're going to actually take a second here to rewind just a little bit. Want to see that save again. So we see him here in slow motion coming into turn number 3. Definitely
That might have
easy.
been Derek Walker might have just save of the season.
Wow. So yeah, so Bud getting pretty sideways there. You can see the hands moving around, trying to save it, getting back on there. Does look like Derek Walker also went off track, so we're going to try and see if we can grab a shot of that as well. Yeah, we see back here Derek already spinning at this point. We are want to mention we are still green, but we're going to take a second to look back at this action here. See if we can see
Yeah.
where the 20 kind of got. Oh, it looks like, yeah, so just getting a little bit into the back of the 6 as the 6 starts going. See if we can ride on board with him as well.
Yeah, you can already see, he's just trying to overcorrect it and do everything the right way, but he never stopped driving the car, and that's a testament to his driving skill. Because a lot of times you have somebody try to pull the car all the way back to the right, and once the car decides to grip, it's gonna go all the way right back up to the track and take out half the field again. So, very very skilled driver here, just driving the car, getting it right back, not losing control or anything like that. So great save.
Yeah, that's very impressive for sure. Able to keep that car going. It looks like he is unfortunately going to be well off the pace by the time he gets back up to speed. But man, that was incredible for him to not completely lose control of that car. All right, we're going to jump back up live here.
That shook up everything, but I was getting ready to say that I haven't really seen anybody commit to pushing 4 more cars on the outside, let alone trying to do a 3 wide maneuver. As these guys are definitely battling now. It's gotten a little feisty up here.
Yeah, definitely, because we jump back live here. Sorry for the delay in the camera work, but yeah, definitely see a couple guys getting a little bit dicey. Todd Siebels still riding on that inside lane. Charles Johnson, his teammate, in the 9 on the outside. Dean Wilkinson again in the 55 second in line in the outside. One of our playoff drivers for the evening. We do have Gary Slapinski up here in the top 5 currently as well. He is riding, one of our championship drivers as well. Eric Laurie also able to, we mentioned, get back on the lead lap there, and he is currently shown in the 7th position there in the inside lane. So starting to get a few more of those playoff drivers back towards the front, and definitely a little bit of a sense of urgency here with 18 laps to go. Definitely within the fuel window to be able to pit and go the rest of the distance. But we'll have to see, as everyone pitted last on either lap 50 or lap 49, so 25 or 26 laps to go under that last caution. We'll have to see who. I don't think anyone can stretch it. Do you, Chris, for fuel?
You really have to be out of the gas in these corners, or just kind of sitting back. But getting the runs that these guys are getting, they're not really caring about saving fuel. I don't think so. You might be 1 or 2 or even 3 laps short as you just see everybody pitting. So yeah, it just confirms that they know that they can't make it.
Yep. All right. So looks like Derek Gilray is going to take out the commitment cone. And some commitment issues there, unfortunately for him. He's going to be well off into the grass. That is going to be a penalty, unfortunately for him. Probably going to be the rest of his night. But most of the Bootnaka Esports guys coming down this time. The 78, the 1 of Gabe Butler, you see sliding into his pit stop there. Pretty clean so far, as now the 071 is getting away. We will jump back up to the lead pack for now and see if we can see where these guys are going to cycle out. And see if these guys are going to come back and answer. Some of the TW Motorsports guys are going to answer this time by after that action from the drivers who just pitted.
Yeah, I think I heard some radio call-outs already, so these guys are definitely going to pit. At least 2 of them so far. You might see these guys try to set up on the next time, but definitely 2 cars in this time.
Yeah, it looks like the 07 of Robert DuPont and the 6 of Bud Steele in this time.
There's such an art to coming in the pits on a green flag stop with super speedways that it's almost a thing of beauty. You almost want to watch that more than you want to watch the cars go right by you at the start finish line, where you see everyone kind of waving their hands out the window virtually and making the call outs, and everyone's trying to set up. So cars that aren't going to pit definitely know that they have to get out the way or stay up high a little bit. So you'll see a lot of evasive maneuvers for things that are happening in front of them.
Yeah, definitely an artist. We're gonna ride on board here. Looks like the 45 of Todd Siebels is gonna make his way onto pit road here, with a lot of his teammates from TW Motorsports getting set up just in time to get on to pit road. Definitely clean and easy there. They definitely make it look a lot easier than it is, because I know for a fact that it's not always easy to get there. And looks like actually the 45 actually rolls through his pit stop just a little bit, has to back up there. So we'll see how that affects him in the running orders. It looks like he's going to get away at the same time as his teammate in the 55 there.
Yeah, it looks like everyone kind of got clean in, clean out. Little mistakes here and there, but the main thing is just to stay with your pack. These guys can gang up real quick again, just gel up and get that momentum real quick since they're about 2 or 3 cars apart. So easy stop for this round of pit stops.
Yeah, for sure. So we're going to see here, looks like the 06 of Cody Nagels is currently leading the pack. He is going to try and see what he can do to have enough of... Oh, gets a big push from the 78, gets a little bit loose, might kill their momentum, but they might still be able to get back up to the front and resume the lead of this race. Wow, that was a bit of a moment there for the 06 there, getting pushed really hard. Does actually look like Derek Walker is currently being shown as our leader, so I don't think, yeah, he has not made his last stop yet after that side of the grass, so we're going to jump up to him just here for a second, as it looks like Sebastian Marin actually able to join the race. Did not expect him to join late, but here he is, 58 laps down here at the end of the race, able to make something happen, and he's actually helping out Derek Walker here quite a bit, giving him some drafting help so that he is not stuck all by himself after that big spin through the grass.
Hey, that extra life truck is definitely giving Derek Walker a little bit of extra life. So good on Sebastian for making the party. Better late than never.
Yeah, glad he could resolve whatever was keeping him from joining the pack. So we're going to see him. So currently, right now, Derek Walker is actually scored again as your leader. He pitted last on lap number 49, so he's probably got at least maybe 10 more laps till he needs to actually pit, maybe a little less than that. But we'll have to see, as it looks like the rest of the field is quickly catching them. Currently being led here by the 06 of Cody Nagels on this outside lane, Gary Slapinski, and looks like they're going to try and drop down to the bottom here, and looks like the 20 and the 23 are just trying to get out of the way for our leaders here. So yeah, the 06 and the 78 are going to drop down to the inside. That does leave the 071 and the 1 high and dry on the outside, so splitting up the teammates just a little bit, but they're able to really take back control of this race, as some of those teammates there at the front of the pack for really, I mean, I guess the first time after the beginning of the race where they led their first laps and got those bonus points and got out of Dodge.
Yeah, real good navigation by everyone in that pack right there. A lot of times with Daytona just being so narrow that you don't want to press 3 wide. And if you're coming up against a group of cars that might be a lap down, or even 1 or 2 cars that are a lap down, you kind of force that 3 wide. So these guys decided, hey, let's just go single file real quick, get around these lap cars. Or he was, Derek was leading at this time, but they decided to get around them single file, and now they're back to 2-car tandem, left right.
Yeah, definitely probably the biggest pack, like we said, that we've had since the beginning of the race. About 5 cars there on the outside lane, and quite a few more. We do have the top 12 in this lead pack. Then we got to go about 10 seconds back to Dan Harrington, and another 12 seconds back to Bob Fitzgerald, who look like they're pretty much by themselves and dropping off. Bud Steele and Randy Miner are currently 21 seconds behind our lead back in 15th and 16th. So unfortunate for Bud after that last pit cycle. He was running up towards the front of the pack, but he is going to run back there. Unfortunately, if we don't get a caution, he'll probably be stuck back there back in 15th.
Yeah, it's 10 laps left in the race. The intensity is going to climb. It seems like 10 laps is not that much time, but these guys still have time to go ahead, strategize a little bit, even test the waters on some bump draft. And we haven't really seen any big, deep bump drafts yet, but they might start testing it here. You get 1 or 2 laps really to try something. And if you have a green light checker, right now these last couple laps is the time to try a maneuver that you guys might not usually want to do until the last lap.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of moves that you can make, and you want to try and save those to the end because typically they would be something that is very aggressive and doesn't always work out well, unfortunately. So, but we'll have to see who's going to make those bold moves. I know for the most part, these Team Bootnaka Esports guys who are controlling most of the top five right now really have a mentality of anyone within the team, where if they can push their teammate to the win, then that is a-okay with them. So won't probably be looking to see them make too many evasive or aggressive moves, but you do have Cody Nagels there out in the front. Believe by himself. I don't know if he does have any teammates in the pack, and obviously, Charles Johnson there, third car in the inside lane, might try to make something happen if he can get underneath Gary Slipinski at any point, or maybe try to push the issue to the middle. But a couple guys up at the front there that definitely are going to be looking to make something happen at some point here, as we are working on 9 laps to go. So, like you said, that intensity factor is starting to ramp up to 11.
Yeah, I couldn't pick a winner if I had to. It's literally just a crapshoot at the end of this race. You might see some guys in the back try to make a third line, and with the respect to these drivers, they definitely are able to race this close together. You might start seeing some side drafting, and that might cause a wreck here. But I'm really going to see this outside line. I feel like they have the advantage if they can just kind of ride the brakes a little bit, get a little bit clustered up, and they can definitely get the momentum here. But coming to the end of this race, man, these guys have just driven so hard and so clean, besides a couple of wrecks. But I think that outside line, who's ever on that outside line, is definitely going to have that advantage.
Yeah, definitely. We've already mentioned before where it's easier to hold that throttle open a little bit longer. So when you do get a run, typically it generates a little bit more. I don't know if we'll try to see anyone push the issue and try to force it 3 wide. We haven't seen a ton of that here at Daytona, really at all season. People being mindful of that 40-foot wide track width, whereas at Talladega it's pretty easy with 48 feet of track width. Easy to run 3 wide at all times. But we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, still a lot of laps to go, really. And, here at Green White Checkered TV, we always love to see a Green White Checkered finish if we can. So definitely, like you mentioned earlier, Chris, that's that difference of being up here in the booth versus, being down there on the track. We kind of want to see that chaos, that excitement, whereas all of these drivers, every single lap, are just praying that nothing is going to go wrong and everything is just kind of ride out and go clean and green to the end.
Yeah, my heart rate's way calmer right now doing this than than it would be up there. If I was Cody Nagels or Eric Laurie, I would be white knuckling the whole time. My eyes would just be locked to the mirror, and I just everything just be pale. I'd just be pale, just hoping that the time would just count down. We got 5 laps left. It already feels like it's been 50 minutes since then.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's they're running about 48-second laps here. That's a long time. That's a long time around this track, and definitely a lot of time to think and a lot of time for things to go wrong here. But we're going to be coming down around to the start-finish line for 5 laps to go. Kind of really been quiet here since these teams have, or cars really have started to pack up again. We still have Cody Nagels there on the inside line leading the race. Gary Slipinski just behind him. Charles Johnson in the 9 behind him as well. Then on the outside lane, you have the 071 of Eric Laurie, the 1 of Gabe Butler, and the 5 of JD Crow. So really just kind of content to ride so far. Obviously, you mentioned a couple of those drivers are Team Bootnaka Esports teammates. A couple guys up there in the mix. You see a lot of the white paint schemes and other sort of colors for the TW Motorsports guys. So, gonna see who can mount an attack to try and win this race, or see if someone independent of Cody Nagels can get the job done here for the last race of the season. It's gonna be exciting to see, as we're actually gonna be coming to 4 laps to go this time by.
Yeah, if any moves from the guys, probably 3 or 4 rows back, it probably needs to be made now. That way you can kind of break up the momentum, break up the pack. The time's counting down, but in the same respect, for the guys in front, it feels like it's never going to end. As we're getting close to trying to lap down, or getting close to a lap down car, pretty close in 2 right now, so they'll probably catch them right when they get to 3.
Yeah, we'll see. Typically, out of respect, yep, you'll see him jump down to the apron there. So I appreciate him for doing that. Yeah, we're just gonna keep on rolling down the back stretch here. A little bit of a run here for the 071 with the one pushing him, kind of actually breaking, getting the 071 at least out to the lead. Don't know if he'll have a chance to lead this lap or not, but as we mentioned, a lot of the big runs are going to come off of the short chute here, off of turn number 4 as they come down off of the banking as well as down the backstretch. So looks like the 071 is going to lead this lap. I believe that's his first lap led of the night. If not, he does already have his bonus point collected for that. Going to head off into turn number 1 here, turn number 2 now as well. And yeah, definitely, it's go time. If you don't have the position, you got to make something happen because, you can't just sit around riding here by yourself. And it looks like the 69 might try to make something happen here on the outside of JD Crow. No, thinks better of it and doesn't quite make it stick. Gets out of the gas and, wow, definitely going to see if anyone's going to try and make that third lane work here.
Yeah, he keeps thinking about it. He might just be probing to see if anyone's going to help him, but I think he definitely wants to try to ruin, upset somebody's race here. But he might get a little bit of help as it's coming to about 2 to go.
Yeah, we'll see here. This time by Codenago is actually able to lead that lap. 69 of David Overstreet still trying to kind of push the dish to the outside. Looks like the 55 of Dean Wilkinson is going to make his way to the outside here and going to try and see what he can do. Three wide. Yep, definitely 3 wide down the backstretch. See how much farther he can get here as the 071, the 1, and the 5 are all linked up pretty good with a good push, but the 45 and the 55... Oh, there was a wreck! Turn. The 06... Oh, coming back up.
Grass might not bring a yellow out yet.
I don't think that's going to bring out a yellow, but unfortunately... Oh, there's the yellow. Oh, no. Big wreck. All right, a couple of things to unpack there. See if we can go back and rewatch that incident with Eric Laurie here. See if we can try and get a better view of it. Yeah, just kind of see the 06 just drifting up a little bit, and I don't think really... maybe a racing deal kind of going for the same spot, unfortunately, between the 071 and the 06. But, yeah, definitely unfortunate for that John Deere truck. I don't know if he was in any earlier incidents, but definitely going to at least put him towards the back of the running order here, unfortunately. So with that, we're going to try and see if I can pick up where looks like where the yellow flag actually came out. So this is still... Eric Laurie, see if we can grab this is
I think
an angle from Robert Dupont. Yeah, we're gonna try and see. You're gonna have to play with the camera controls here. We might just have to rewind, unfortunately. Sometimes SDK gives me a point that I can just click on and bring it back to you, but sometimes not. So looks like we saw a little bit of it here. I'm gonna actually pull up the 45 of Todd Siebels. Let's see if we can get a decent camera angle here. I think those are gonna. We'll try this. Let's see. Going at quarter speed here. See if we can see what happens as they come through the corner. 5 in the inside there. Looks like the 55 trying to cut down. Oh, this looks like the 45 trying to cut down with his teammate and not quite clear. He is going to unfortunately take a lot of damage, which is unfortunate. He was our Todd Siebels there in the 45 we're watching. He was really the best chance to maybe dethrone the 1 of Gabe Butler, who, as you saw, was able to get away from that wreck, as well as Dean Wilkinson in the 5. So we'll see if the 45 has a chance to take a fast repair and get back out here, but doesn't look good for his chances at the championship after that wreck, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looked like he just came down. I mean, these guys were running 2 wide the whole race, and this is probably the only time they've been 3 wide. So he probably thought he was clear, and just ran out of real estate. The 5 kind of got into him and took out everybody. But the luckiest guy here, this man has to have a horseshoe. Is Gabe Butler, man. He was just out front the whole time. The guys behind or guys in front of him wrecked, and now he's in the lead again.
Yeah, he's. Gabe has. He has had some luck this season. I'll definitely give him that. But most of it really has been just. Incredible strategy and skill too. You have to be able to do something like that and have the strategy calls or the ability to get back up there to take that lead back. But fortunate timing, absolutely for sure, and we'll see. We might actually see him finish this season with 3 consecutive race wins to win this championship. We'll see. I mean, it's definitely kind of boiling down to being one man show with Gabe Butler here, and it's impressive to say the least how he's been able to bounce back after some crazy incidents so far, not just tonight, but in other races as well. So we'll see. Looks like we have a couple takers down pit road. J.D. Crow, Jason Adams, and Eric Laurie are the first couple cars back out on the racetrack that did pit. So they're going to be back in 8th place. Looks like, I would assume, most of those guys had a fast repair saved up to take. David Overstreet spent about a minute and a half on pit road repairing his damage. So he looks like he is going to be... I don't think he would have had a fast repair, unfortunately, left. But one unfortunate thing, it looks like Todd Siebels is still in the pit lane or on his way to the pits. I'll check on that real quick. And yeah, looks like he may have towed back to the pits, unfortunately.
We have
Yep.
three chances at green white checkered.
Correct. Yes. So Todd Siebels is still getting a tow back to the pits. Believe it's going to put him 2 laps down at the moment. So unfortunately, I think that's going to end his chances to potentially dethrone Gabe Butler here. But we'll have to see how this goes here. The lights are off on the pace truck. Gabe Butler in the 1. Playoff driver Dean Wilkinson will be on the outside and see if he can link up. There's a couple of TW Motorsports teammates there up at the front, but for the most part, quite a bunch of independents. So Cody Nagels is going to line up in 4th, it looks like. We also have the 08 of Bob Fitzgerald in 5th, the 82 of Dan Harrington in 6th. Bud Steele actually able to recover a little bit back up to currently a 7th place position, and J.D. Crow in 8th. So it'll be interesting to see how it's going to happen here, as we are going to take our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Gabe Butler will receive the green flag and lead us back to green flag action.
Really good start by him, but he has to make sure to not to get too far out in front as the pack decides to square right back up and catch him. As I think that is the 55 on the outside, making his rounds right now.
Yeah, Dean Wilkinson looking to try and make his move on the outside with a little bit of momentum. Looks like we do see the 5 and the 071 of J.D. Crow and Eric Laurie trying to make that outside lane work already. The 06 of Cody Nagels is going to jump up there to try and get that push from those drivers to see if he can make his way to the front. Ooh, almost a little bit of contact between the 55 and the 171. Oh, the 08's bouncing around now too. Oh, there he goes. He turns the 82. Oh, man, a little bit of damage there. Looks like none of our playoff drivers are in that, but that is going to throw a caution, and we're going to have to rack him and stack him and try that again.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult. I've been in that situation before where you're trying to maintain a steady line. You got guys on your outside, and then you get the call out that you're 3 wide, so you try to bring it back down and just trying to settle the car, but it's... Being at Daytona, just that close proximity, you just have no room for error. At Talladega, you have, I would say, a chance to save a 3 wide incident and things like that. But just at Daytona, there's just no room for error whatsoever.
Yeah, it almost actually looks like I believe it was the 08 there that was getting a little bit sideways. He actually might have net coded with the 82, unfortunately, in the middle lane there. Hard to tell for sure, obviously, from the camera angles we have, but tried to save it and just didn't have the space, like you mentioned, to get back, get it saved and get it righted. So unfortunate for them for sure. Yeah, taking some extra damage here on that short chute wall as he's still kind of wrecking back here. But we'll jump back live here if we can and show you our leaders. So again, we're going to have Gabe Butler in the 1 truck. Will be rolling off in the first position again. We're going to have... Oh, looks like Gabe is actually taking fuel here. I would not have expected any of these guys to need to pit. Maybe it was close based on where they last pitted their last green flag stop, because Cody Nagels, Bud Steele, Jason Adams, David Overstreet, Randy Miner, Charles Johnson, to name a few, all in right now for service, and I would assume just a splash of fuel as Gabe Butler spends 5.95 seconds in his pit stall, and he'll be out and away. So kind of a bit of a shakeup. Looks like Gabe's going to actually roll off 7th here as he rejoins the line. Actually, take it back. It looks like he's actually going to be 5th, I believe. But we're gonna, so these are the drivers that stayed out: Dean Wilkinson, Robert Rock, J.D. Crow, the 071 of Eric Laurie currently being scored in 4th. And then it looks like in 5th place we actually have Bob Fitzgerald. 6th place is Derek Walker, who's had a really great recovery here in the 20 truck. And yeah, then looks like Gabe Butler will resume in the 7th position.
Yeah, I think all those guys pitted last on like lap 58 at the latest. So that would go with the fuel stint right there with 20 laps. You know, they're getting close to 82, 83 laps to finish this race. So they definitely were getting ready to run out of fuel, and that one green light checker was probably their one shot. So they get another chance to try to move through the field with a green light checker, but they definitely were going to run out. They were probably on fumes as we were coming around.
Yeah, so Dean Wilkinson and Robert Rock both pitted last at lap 60, so those are our two leaders right now. The other guy that pitted last at lap 60 is Bob Fitzgerald in the 08, currently sitting in 5th. So they should have enough here to go a little bit more. I would assume if we get pushed to a 3rd green-white checkered, it might be a little bit difficult for them, so we'll have to wait and see. But the lights are off on the pace car here this time by. We're going to rack them and stack them 2 wide and see how it goes this time by. Yeah, definitely going to be exciting to watch. There's a couple of TW Motorsports guys on the front row there, and a couple of Team Boondocket Esports guys going to be lined up nose to tail on the inside. So it'll be interesting to see how they fare. Obviously, the 5 and the 071 are going to be lined up together with each other. The 08 there looks like he's going to be on the outside lane, restarting in 4th place. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Obviously, Gabe Butler only relegated to 7th place with having to pit there, so not too terrible, but not necessarily a position you might expect to win from, at least on a green-white checkered.
Oh, definitely not. It's very, very unusual last couple of laps here, where we had the leaders, basically just pull off for smart reasons. They definitely needed to get the gas and not risk running out right when we start to hit the green. But as we're coming here, the intensity is ramping right back up. We might see another 3 wide as soon as we get back to the backstretch here. There's going to be a lot of runs coming in. Hopefully, people can block, and I think it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah, definitely going to be exciting for sure. Interesting to see. So the 5 and the 071 have really been the two guys that were, part of those that were able to make that outside lane work. So they're now trapped down on the inside lane. So we'll have to see if any other teammates or any other drivers are able to get that run on the outside going, make that 3rd lane work. But so far, it's definitely been pretty treacherous here, as we're going to see the 55 trying to make his way through the Geico restart zone. He's going to take the green flag, probably going to try and see if he can get his teammate of the 171, maybe some strategy to jump in front of him, maybe not. He takes off and looks like a little bit of a separation here. Help. Yeah. Going to have a little bit of a separation here as it looks as we're going to come into turn number 1. Looks like Derek Walker there bunching up the rest of the back of the pack. Hopefully can get it righted here and get going. It looks like the 5's going to make a move to the inside with 2 teammates behind him. Dean Wilkinson and Robert Rock, teammates on the outside lane, as the rest of the field is going to catch back up. This 20 is going to have a huge run with some of these other guys. Tony's going to jump to the outside lane, try and get a block a little bit from Robert Rock, and the 171 thinks better of it, and the 20 is now to the outside there, trying to make it. Oh, doesn't have any help now as his help kind of jumps out from behind him. And he's going to stall out. Yeah, unfortunately. But
still 3 wide here. These guys need to be mindful of that as they come around.
Yep, so we're taking the white flag this time by.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to come around. It's going to be 3 wide. That 20 car, they're probably going to have to sit there, and someone's going to have to make a move. That 6 is looking for a little bit of a hole, but they're probably going to back up here, try to get a little bit of a run, and you're probably going to see a good push right here as the 071 gets out of the line just a little bit. And oh no, this is intense, man.
Yeah, man, the oh 06 is going to try and get up there to that outside, trying to make something happen all the way around the outside. And a little bit of squirrely there is going to break up the momentum in that middle lane, but the 5 and the 071 currently have a good push. Locked up teammates they are, trying to get
Good
JD
momentum
Crow
push right
to
here.
that win. We see, wreck behind him,
Oh,
but we're going to see the 55 see if he has enough momentum to steal this win away from JD Crow. That's going to be really close as they come to the line. Wow. As far as timing and scoring goes, it looks like JD Crow won that race by about 1/100th of a second. We'll have to wait and confirm that officially, but it looks like JD Crow has won this race.
that was a good final lap right there. Unfortunately, we had the wreck over there, but big momentum push for those guys on the outside, and JD was able to hold them off and just make sure that he held this line and coast that speed. And that there's really a big kind of a parachute that you have as soon as you roll through that tri-oval and you're at the bottom lane. So that outside line can honestly get you. And I think we've seen that before with Martin Truex and Denny Hamlin back in a couple years in Daytona, where that bottom line just kind of slows down. And same thing. Good race for JD. Can't wait to see him do some donuts.
Yeah, definitely see if he's gonna do some celebration here on the front stretch. Definitely a hard-fought win here. It looks like we're gonna see the one of Gabe Butler also doing some donuts here on the infield as well. So maybe some tandem burnouts from teammates here as the 5 of JD Crow is celebrating his victory tonight, and the 1 is celebrating his championship win. I would be pretty confident in that because he did finish in 5th place, so I think he's got the points that he needs to pretty much lock that up, thankfully. Going to take a second here to pull a couple drivers into the waiting room. Got a couple interviews coming your way. Looks like we're going to probably talk to our top 3 and then probably our championship winner as well tonight. But we'll get those going in just a second here as we continue to see the celebrations for JD Crow with his victory in the last race of the season. All right, so first up, we are going to bring up one of the other Team Bootnaka Esports teammates. That was Eric Laurie, who was actually able to pull in a 3rd place finish tonight. So definitely exciting for him. And Chris, you're welcome to jump in and ask a few questions here as well. But yeah, definitely a great teammate teamwork tonight, as we've usually seen from you guys at Team Bootnaka Esports. And take us through how you guys are able to work together to make your way kind of to the back, to the front, all over the place tonight there, Eric.
Yeah, being 2 laps down and coming back up and around to make them laps back up. That was really nice. But these last 2 laps, 5 laps here, it was a nail biter.
Yeah, Eric, great race, man. I guess since I'm new to the broadcast booth, but definitely like the John Deere car, a little throwback classic. I guess my real question for you is, did you think you had a good chance to kind of dive on the inside? I saw you try a little bit out of 2, but do you think you were going to try to make a move if he gave you the window?
Oh no, I tried everything to stay behind JD. He's a teammate. I'm gonna push him.
Definitely something that we've seen a lot out of you guys this season from your team. That team mentality of whoever's leading is the one that we're going to push to the win. And definitely, I mean, you were able to do it. That push that you were able to give JD, was the one that got him the race win for this final race of the season. So definitely exciting for sure when you can push. If you can't win yourself, got to be exciting to be able to push a teammate to that win.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not really too good on pushing lately. I've had a few incidents here in the last some races, so I'm trying to be real careful pushing now, and I really didn't want to spin him, so. But I got him around there. That's all it counted.
Yeah, definitely a good effort tonight, and excited to have you up here in the top 3. I know, like you said, you had a couple of pushes gone wrong at certain times, but you've been able to have that consistency just about all season long to be one of the playoff drivers, and have had a pretty decent showing for the later half of or for the last 4 weeks for these playoff runs. So I'm definitely excited to see you up there in the mix, and definitely big congratulations for that third place finish tonight. But before we let you go, we want to give you a chance. You get the floor. Give any thanks and shout outs you'd like to give for that podium place tonight.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you guys for what you guys do. It means a lot to us. We can actually watch the replays and see what we're doing wrong and doing right. And to Area 51 for putting all this on. It's been real fun. And to all my teammates, they know who they are. It's hard to name them all.
Yeah, definitely a few there in the mix at Team Bodnaga Esports. But yeah, congratulations again to you, Eric, and a hard-fought battle for third place there, and a great recovery after looked a little bleak at different times in the race. But definitely a big finish for him, and great to see him push a teammate. So we'll jump to the 55 now of Dean Wilkinson. So Dean, one of the TW Motorsports drivers who was trying to make that run on the outside towards that last on that last green-white checker, they're able to link up with at least one teammate behind him of Robert Rock, and eventually kind of lined up in that middle lane, but came really close to being able to getting pushed to the victory, but unfortunately wasn't meant to be, and still come home second tonight, Dean. So take us through some of the craziness of those final couple green-white checkers that we saw tonight.
Yeah, that first one with Todd, I feel bad for him. I pulled him down there. I mean, he thought he was clear, came down, and I was trying to get him up there to get to the front with me. So that kind of sucked. But yeah, those last few laps were awesome, man. They were fun as hell.
Hey, Dean's Chris in the booth. You guys had that. It reminded me of Dale Jr. and Michael Walter when those guys had the synergy on Talladega and Daytona, where they just were able to just pull links on the field right at the end there. You came up just a little bit short, but wanted to say that was a little bit of a good little homage to those guys. But how was your season, or do you think there was anything you could reflect on for this season that you've learned that you could be a little bit stronger next season then, if you had to do a end of season review for yourself?
No, I think as a team we did awesome. We just got to keep the team aspect. Everybody work as a team, and help your teammates get to the front, get some points. We did that tonight. I think we got 3 or 4 of us lead a lap. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely been strong all season long. Able to make your way into the playoffs, and it's been exciting to to watch the battles between TW and Team Bodnaga pretty much all season long. So definitely. Definitely exciting for sure. I guess, if you had to do anything over again, or in those last couple restarts there, what do you think would it have took to actually get that win tonight?
I don't know. I think had I stayed where I was in front of JD, I just feel that there would have been a third line, then possibly another wreck, and my pusher, Mr. Rock, got the number 8, I think, was damaged, so he didn't have any much help. So I just decided to get in front of him and hopefully pull him along, and I think it worked out because I think it was my best course to get the best spot. I honestly don't think I would have been better than P2 had I stayed in front of JD down there, because then I think there would have been a third line that would have passed us.
Yeah, definitely. Always tough to make some of those decisions for sure, and some that you wish you could have back, or sometimes you don't really think you could do any better. And obviously, you still were able to be there at the end, and really just came down to who had just a little bit more momentum at the end. It was a pretty tight finish between you and JD. So, but definitely exciting to watch, and definitely still a big accomplishment to finish the season with a second place finish. So I know might not have been a points championship or higher in the points for you for the playoffs, but definitely a big honor to be in the playoffs, and you ran pretty well throughout the playoffs. So definitely an exciting season for you so far, and want to give you a chance to give any last thanks and shout outs for the second place finish tonight.
Well, thanks to my team, TW Motorsports, and to Mr. Rock for keep me up there. Congrats to Gabe for the championship and JD for the win. Those guys are awesome. Thank you guys for the broadcast. It's always fun to go back and watch, which I'll do here in about 5 minutes. And of course, Area 51, they put on a great league. Always fun to come out and race Area 51. So thank you to those guys and all the admins that help out. Without them, the league isn't much. And the drivers, I always say this: the league or the races are only as good as the drivers. If the drivers are crap, then the race is crap. These are all awesome drivers, so we always, I always enjoy racing here.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun here at Area 51. A lot of good leagues for sure. So definitely want to say congratulations again to you, Dean, and definitely appreciate you as well as a lot of other drivers that do manage to rewatch a lot of our broadcasts. You guys have a lot of dedication to the league, and we really appreciate the support here at Green White Checkered TV. So without further ado, we are going to bring up our race winner from tonight. That will be JD Crow. He was, I believe, our first winner of the playoffs as well. So he's got a few wins under his belt. But definitely a big win here tonight at Daytona International Speedway to finish out the year. JD's it's definitely got to feel good to finish strong and get that final win of the season.
Oh, it feels awesome, especially how this race started. It was kind of a strange night. I guess it's just the way you end the season. When we got out of our practice session and switched over into qualifying, iRacing decided to unconfigure all of my wheel and my pedals, and it wouldn't let me reconfigure. So I had to jump out, restart everything, and then I panicked to get everything configured and hope it took right before I ran out of time to grid.
Yeah, that's a lot to deal with in a short time frame before you start the race. But JD, great finish. You were able to hold on and win the race. I gotta ask you, where does this rank for your race of the season? I know you had a couple wins so far, but as far as the rest of the season in a review, where's this one rank for you?
Man, it's right up there, especially with the guys I run with and able to make sure we got Gabe, really secure in his championship, did what we needed to do to get him there, and almost got Eric up there so we could sweep, 1, 2, 3 for the season. I don't know where the points are going to fall out between him and Dean, but I think because Dean finished third, they were just 1 point apart. It's probably going to be close. But it's right there, especially with what we had to go through. I mean, when I had to grid late and not get a qualifying, I missed my pit box on the first time through under caution, drove right by it. And then, during the run, Gabe had issue as he went black screen while we were in the middle of a corner, and fortunately nothing happened bad. So it was an eventful race to end it off. But, overall, from top to bottom, if you look at where this group of racers started this season, and where everybody as a group finished, it's dramatic. I believe dramatic improvement in performance from everyone in this field. So I just got to give a salute to Charles for putting this together and keeping it going, and all the guys that come in here. Everybody's developing their racecraft and really making it fun.
Yeah, definitely has been exciting to see all season long, and definitely a big, big win to finish the season. Obviously, probably wanted maybe a little bit more out of the points, but you mentioned your teammate able to get that championship, and still quite a successful season for you so far, JD. So. Definitely, you guys can hang your heads high going into the third season of the year. So, want to give you one last chance to give any thanks and shout outs for that win that you got tonight to end the season, the 2022 season 2 here at Area 51.
Oh yeah. First of all, our captain Gabe, you got to give him all the credit because he's a heck of a mentor and a strategist. And when all these racers get better and better, we got to come up with different strategies in our racecraft to kind of give us an edge. And I think we've got a good mix of drivers in our group that really work hard to get that, perfect that. We had excellent pit stops all night. So Eric, Gary, let's see, Cody ran with us tonight, and Gabe, of course. Great job all night. Like, we had excellent pit stops. I think Overstreet even came out with us one time, and we had a really tight 5-pack. That I think that was the moment of the race for all of us, because Eric was 2 laps down. Gabe and I ended up being 1 lap down, and we passed all those lead guys where they were checking up, trying to save for their stop, and we were able to get Eric at least 1 lap back. Plus, he got the lucky dog, and us get back on the lead lap and be able to come around when that caution came out. I think that was the move of the race. And then, of course, you guys for putting on the broadcast and dealing with all of us, and Charles for dealing with all of us, even in other situations, to manage the league, and all my guys down at jconcepts.net let us carry the colors, and man, just glad to finish second in this championship season, right behind my buddy Gabe. I mean, I feel like I won it finishing behind him. So congratulations to him and to all the guys that helped us get here.
Yeah, definitely an eventful season, and quite a bit of some big highs for you guys so far. So definitely exciting to finish the season with that win.
Oh yeah, we'll carry that momentum into next year, and like I said, now we got to work on what we need to do differently to give us that edge against these guys, because I know they're going to be tough to handle next season.
Good deal. Awesome. Well, congratulations again for tonight, and we look forward to seeing you guys again here in the next season, as we'll probably take a couple weeks off of racing here before we get into the third season of the year. But before we do that, we do have to give one more interview to the driver who beat the rest of them. Having some of the best runs that we've seen here towards the end of the season. Absolute, some incredible wins, back-to-back wins last week and the week before, and 5th place finish tonight to finish that season out super strong. Gabe, how's it feel to bring that championship home?
Relieved, and feels pretty awesome. I mean, I got to give credit to my teammates. It's all on them. Without your teammates, you're nothing. And just huge shout out to Gary, JD, Eric, and we had Cody running with us tonight for a while. So I mean, all the credits due to my teammates. I'm nothing without them. So yeah, I'm pumped.
Gabe, great to see you again, man. I definitely gotta say that been nice to watch you racing again. And I guess my real question for you is, coming into this race and having a comfortable lead, did that make your racing, or at least the tenseness of tonight's race, a little bit more comfortable? I know at the last lap, you guys had to pull off to get some fuel, but for the rest of the race, it just seemed like, hey, let me just stay in the race, see what I could do, but I don't really have to push it or anything like that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The whole goal tonight was to try and get Eric or JD a win or a 1-2 finish. We were trying to get them up in the championship to second and third if we could. But I think Dean may have pipped Eric a little bit, if our calculations are correct, I think JD may have finished P2 in the championship. So we tried, but that was the goal tonight, to try and get those guys up there and give them a chance at second and third in the championship. But as far as my own personal race, I think I pretty much had the championship sewed up coming into this race, so I'd really nothing to gain or lose. So I was just going to take it easy and try and help the guys where I needed to. It turns out they were the ones that helped me again. I had a black screen at one part of the race there. I can't believe it didn't hit anything or kill somebody, but JD dropped all the way back, and then I think a caution came out shortly thereafter. So lucky all the way around.
Yes, that definitely explains why we saw you dropping off towards the back of the pack there. So Definitely, thankful for the teammate work there to pick you back up and bring you back. It looked like, a couple times in that race. I knew, obviously, Todd Siebels started the race, I think, 44 points behind you in the championship standings. And I would think that wouldn't have mathematically clinched the championship for you. Obviously, Todd was able to lead quite a bit of laps, and I think at one point, or I think he might have even led the most, but I haven't had a chance to check on that. But were you ever worried at any point in the race? Obviously there's a time where you had to kind of fight your way back to get back on the lead lap. Did you have any worries at any point that you might not be able to get it done tonight?
Honestly, no, because I think I had enough of a gap there that, I mean, Todd would have had to, get the pole, lead all the laps or the most laps, not have any incidents, and just maximize the points. And I would have had to have finished or not finished or not even started. So I don't think it would have been mathematically possible for him to get it. But that aside, I just you always get that thing in the back of your mind, your brain's not calculating stuff correctly, so you just want to get in there and race anyway and finish the best you can and help your teammates in the process.
Yeah, I'm sure the mentality or the mindset doesn't change a ton. You guys always have that ability to work as teammates and try to keep that strategy. As far as trying to get as many wins for the team and trying to push whoever is at the front of the pack, who's ever leading of you guys.
Yeah, I mean that's the goal is to get one of us a win or top five finish or whatever the case may be. And guys did a fantastic job all season. Really did a great job tonight with some really good pit stops, and we made some good strategy calls, and it worked out in the end. We got JD to win, or he got a P3, so it's awesome.
Yeah, definitely great for sure. So I know you've had quite a bit of success in this league in the past. I think I believe in my first broadcast here at GWC TV, we actually watched you win under the lights at Daytona last season. So definitely exciting to see. You continuing that success, and I wanted to ask. I guess I don't know for sure. Is this your first championship here at Area 51?
No, this is number 5.
Okay, number 5. I apologize. So I guess then that gives me
The
the
bag
opportunity.
is heavy.
Yeah, for sure. Gives me the opportunity to ask this question. How does this rank against the other 4?
I equate them all the same. I mean, a championship's a championship. You're racing against all these great drivers, and each year the league gets more competitive. The drivers improve more, and I mean, you could see that in the last few races with a lot of these guys, they've just gotten so much better, and you've just got to stay in your game and uh, try and stay on top of stuff and try and continue to try and outsmart them as best you can. And they definitely keep you on your toes. So I mean, that's a credit to Area 51.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes a little bit of luck goes a long way too. Not saying that it was all luck, but I know you had some opportunities to come back from what looked like some pretty bleak, what could have been some pretty bleak finishes. So definitely, a big, a fighting ability for you to get back up there and secure that championship for tonight. But want to give you one last moment to give any thanks and shout outs for all the wins this season and for getting that championship, that 5th championship here at Area 51.
Just to touch on your luck thing, it's a lot of luck and a minimal amount of skill on my part and my teammates. Obviously, Team Bootnocker there. Eric, JD, Gary, all season. Appreciate Cody running with us tonight. It's their championship. It's not just mine. It's a team championship. So shout out to Area 51 for putting this league on, and of course you guys at Green White Checker TV do a fantastic job. It's always a blast going back and looking at these things. All the drivers go back and look at it and see what they did right and see what they did wrong, and appreciate your analysis of everything there. So yeah, huge shout out to everybody involved.
Awesome. Well, congratulations again, Gabe. Another well-deserved championship. I know, I know you said that there's, I said that there's a little bit of luck there, but there's definitely a lot of skill, and you guys as teammates really make that strategy play out really well, and are able to really show the field that this is how teamwork can be, and have had a lot of success with it. So I want to say congratulations again to you.
Thanks, guys, and have a great evening. Looking forward to next year.
All right, well, that was definitely an exciting final race of the season. Appreciate you being able to be there for it with us here, Chris. I guess what are your biggest takeaways from tonight?
Hey, like I said before, I'd rather be in the booth than be in that track, but it was fun. It was fun watching these guys. Great group of guys. Congratulations to Gabe winning the championship. Congrats to JD winning this. I watching you do this, week in and week out, and listening to you. You got this down to a science, but it was definitely a humbling experience to watch you work tonight, man.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun, and like I said, really glad that you were able to join us tonight. We've had, I've had a lot of fun doing this. Obviously, this is my first full season here. Called a bunch of races or a couple races last season with Gael, and everyone here at Green White Checker TV. We have a lot of fun, and we really appreciate. Obviously, we wouldn't be here without Area 51 as well, and really appreciate everything that those guys do with these leagues. I mean, there's some incredible racing out here that we have. Just an absolute honor to be able to call call the races for. So it's a lot of fun, and we hope to continue to have more fun in the future. And who knows, maybe have you back in the booth a little bit more next season or in a different league here. Chris, is fun tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely looking forward to it. I'd like to shout out all the fans that have been watching throughout the season and tonight. Thank you again for having me on board. Thank you, Gael, for bringing me along. But yeah, shout out to you fans. You guys definitely deserve the shout outs, supporting your drivers and supporting the channel in itself.
Yeah, definitely. And I apologize. We did have, I don't know why, but we keep having some spam attacks in the chats, but still some great conversations going on. And always really appreciate everyone that does. Show up and chimes in and watches the races. That interaction with you guys and the fans is always fun for us for sure. So we're going to take one last moment here to go through some of the results for the evening. Obviously, we've gone through a couple of the top five here, but we did see J.D. Crow, our winner, Dean Wilkinson in second, Eric Laurie third, Robert Rock in the top four as well, and then Gabe Butler, our championship winner, finishing fifth tonight. Dan Harrington finished sixth with Derek Walker behind him. Cody Niegels in eighth, and one of the cities working with the Team Bootnaka guys tonight. David Overstreet in the 69 finishing in ninth, and Randy Miner rounding out the top 10. Bob Fitzgerald finished in 11th, Bud Steele 12th, Derek Gilray in 13th, with Charles Johnson and Jason Adams rounding out the top 15. And the rest of our first page of results here are Robert Jordan, Gary Slapinski, and Todd Siebels. Definitely unfortunate for Todd. Probably not an opportunity, like we said, or like Gabe said, for him to maybe steal the championship, but still obviously Gabe's still having to start the race, and definitely unfortunate for Todd to have his night end early and not get a chance to even try and fight for that. But after a great night, definitely a disappointing 18th for him, unfortunately. Gonna go to the rest of the results here. Obviously, we had Robert DuPont in 19th and Sebastian Marin there coming back for a couple laps at the end of the race in the 20th position. Keith Horner retiring early on the 21st position, and we mentioned Tom Dixon and Josh Say unable to start the race tonight, unfortunately. But yeah, that'll pretty much wrap it up here from Daytona. Definitely another exciting championship, and you have to stick around. I don't know exactly when it will be just yet, but we will have another exciting championship to bring to you here again in 2022. There will be that third season here, probably keeping Daytona and Talladega in the mix. Who knows? I've heard some rumors that we might actually add Atlanta Motor Speedway to the season, knowing that it is more of a plate style race. But we'll have to wait and see what happens here in Area 51. And as always, we'll be really excited to bring that action back to you. So for my co-chair Chris Matthews tonight and myself, Boomer Logan, excited to bring you the action, and probably have a couple weeks off here before we get back to it, probably sometime in August. But again, we're really excited to be back soon, and hope you all take care until then. And take care, and we're excited to have you back soon.
Bye, everybody.